Wellness in a Society, a presentation by Anderson Francois. What is wellness? In real world today, wellness is a difficult term to interpret. Numerous researchers have made significant attempts to characterize wellness. Wellness can be defined from a holistic viewpoint. The definition summarizes the conceptualization of well-being. Wellness also look at the significance and thorough mention in earlier studies to locate the dimensions of wellness. Numerous researches are developed to determine the efficiency of the wellness model as well as evaluate models to hold the fundamental definition of wellness. Previous research indicates that wellness can also be defined from a medical perspective that is characterized by good health. The approach to consider medical factors that are used to analyze of health wellness status in an individual. In the analysis, the study has proven that the definition of wellness can be based on medical characteristics of health. The main issues of wellness cover the ability of an individual having a sense of identity, as well as a reality-oriented perspective of life. Moreover, wellness involves the analysis of life purpose and the recognition of a unifying force in an individual's life. Wellness evaluates the ability of an individual to deal with his affairs in a creative approach and the ability to maintain an optimistic perspective of life. Wellness also appraises the capability of an individual being inspired in all of his activities as well as the ability to maintain open relationships. An individual who achieves emotional wellness has high self-regard, is confident, and easily manages challenges in stressful life situations. Individuals that are faced with having low self-esteem are at risk of altering the parts of one's physical and mental health. Typically, teenagers are faced with low self-esteem. 70% of girls with low self-esteem reported engaging in negative activities, such as disordered eating, cutting, bullying, smoking, drinking, when feeling bad about their body appearances, compared to the other 25% of girls with high self-confidence. Engaging on such conducts can have negative effects on one's way of practicing the different dimension of wellness and living a healthier lifestyle. As can be seen in this slide, it is shown the dimension of wellness and how to practice the dimension of wellness through good health. Emotional psychological wellness. Emotional wellness occurs when an individual expectations that are beneficial to his life are produced by current events. The conceptual framework of psychological wellness takes into account the ability of an individual in controlling his emotion as well as having an optimistic and positive perception of life. An individual who achieves emotional wellness has high self-regard, is confident, and easily manages challenging and stressful life situations. The individual can manage fulfilling relationship with his peer. Psychologically, wellness is often considered as a continuous process in managing personal feeling, as well as creating self-awareness and better relationship with others. Wellness also includes concept of self-actualization, where an individual positively achieves his objective and goals of life. Self-actualization therefore involves fulfilling essential psychological needs such as relatedness, competence, and autonomy, resulting to psychological growth, integrity, and self-congruence. For an individual to achieve self-actualization, then he must have other essential psychological qualities that promote optimal living. The individual must be empathetic of others and show love and affection for fellow human beings. He must establish good relationship with his peers and other individuals who have not achieved self-actualization. The individual must have a good personality. Personality is the ability of an individual behavior to have positive effect on others within a given society. Personality accounts for individual well-being and positive emotionality. Good personality is often observed in extroverts and individuals who are actively involved in social events. Previous analysis of parenthood held that the perspective that wellness was primarily concerned with body condition and illness, that there existed isolated physiological systems that controlled the individual performance. Typically, teenagers with low self-esteem are faced with a number of problems that are involved with body images and or self-esteem. As presented in the slide, can see a chart that leads to the number of people that are faced with these issues. For instance, emotional wellness mirrors how you view yourself as well how you cope with the many challenges of life. Low self-esteem can cultivate negative behaviors and reason one to engage in activities that affect those issues. And for environmental wellness is achieved through the admiration and knowledge of the world around us. In today's world, social media platforms and certain advertisements being presented on television provide a big number of self-esteem and feelings of low self-worth in young women. There exists the notion of wellness in this slide that includes the notion of well-being, the quality of life, as well as the life satisfaction. Wellness also refers to the general happiness and satisfaction of society, with the latter term used in global studies and understood by numerous. As can see above, the perfect body presented in the television nor social media platforms does not define how humans see the human body in the picture below. This slide right here shows how low self-esteem can lead to other factors. It can lead to negative expectations, low effort, high anxiety, failure, and self-blame. Negative thoughts drain your energy, focus, and emotional wellness. Wellness shows more than just being who you are and how you take care of oneself. The interconnection of wellness and the environment in which it exists shows a dynamic equilibrium where the society attempts to balance the different dimensions. According to psychologists, wellness appears to be a parallel transformation at the main definition of healthiness towards a more conclusive perspective that is interrogational, positive in nature, and a perspective that focuses on the examination of normal human efficiency. I believe wellness should include social aspects such as self-regulation, friendship, work ethics, love, and spirituality. These characteristics lengthen the value of living in a peaceful life, not only for yourself but for those around your surrounding. Environmental exposures can sometimes destroy one's self-worth and degrades a woman's true appearance. The wellness condition of clients, as well as of the perspective of the population-based communal aspects of neighboring communities, should also be taken into consideration. The two perspectives of accessing the health and wellness of community presented an affordable basis for thoughtful analysis of reasons behind the conclusion. The two perspectives of accessing the health and wellness of a community present an affordable basis of thoughtful analysis of the reason behind the conclusion of various indicators that occur in subsequent sections of the research. Each of the 7 dimensions act and interact in a way that contributes to our own quality of life. Wellness evaluates the capability of an individual being inspired in all his activities, as well as the ability to maintain open relationships. Wellness, I believe, should include social aspects such as self-regulation, friendship, work ethics, love, and spirituality. What does wellness mean? Wellness is the state of being in good health, quality of life, a person's satisfaction with his or her looks, lifestyle, and responses to daily events. When people are in good health, they have a desire to stay fit and live a healthier lifestyle. They are energetic and have an enthusiastic outlook. They are able to successfully meet the challenges of each day. When people are not in good health, life's events become harder to manage. There is a decrease in the quality of life. Building self-esteem recovers one's mental thinking. Emotional wellness have a positive attitude, high self-esteem, a strong sense of self, and the ability to recognize and share a wide range of feeling with others in a constructive way. Psychological wellness is often considered as a continuous process of managing personal feeling as well as creating self-awareness and better relationship with others. A good personality is often observed in extrovert and individuals who are actively involved in social events. Social wellness. Social wellness of an individual is determined the extent and value of connection with peers, community, as well as with nature. Social wellness also evaluates the efforts of an individual in supporting the environment and community within the context simple action and volunteer work. Social wellness is the ability of an individual to stay comfortably with others, the ability of an individual to get along and share experiences, opinions, and needs in a mature manner. Social welfare also extends to an intimacy relation where an individual easily interacts with his partner. The interaction also extends to the social environment and the ability to improve social welfare of a given community. Social wellness is essential in the life of an individual as it opens up new business network as improve the emotional wellness of the individual. Numerous authors have explored the components of wellness as well as interrelated areas relating to wellness. The components include health, emotional, physical, and psychological well-being as well as intellectual, social, and spiritual dimensions. Moreover, well-being encompasses the balanced amalgamation of the five factors that mentioned above as well as an individual purposeful direction in the social environment. Wellness also involves the integration mental well-being with consideration of intellectual wellness. Wellness also addresses an individual well-being within the occupational dimension. In this regard, wellness stresses on an individual ability to make good choices, aim at optimal living when it comes to low self-esteem. How can it be lecture is how to remind yourself that you deserve more than negative belief and that you buried yourself in. Intellectual wellness refers to the extent of an individual actively participate in stimulating and creative activity. Intellectual wellness also includes the utilization of available learning materials to expand one's knowledge in a specific area. Intellectual wellness focuses on the articulation, application, development, and acquisition of a critical thinking skill. The process of acquiring intellectual wellness often lasts a lifetime and involves sharing of knowledge with others as well as developing new skills that will facilitate enjoyment of life. Intellectual wellness often energizes an individual by enabling him to take part in a stimulating activity. Application of wellness in a learning environment. In most places, positive wellness are measured at individual level using questionnaires such as life assessment, the test well perspective wellness survey, optimal living profile, as well as the wellness inventory. In this modern time, we are giving a number of tools in counseling to overcome certain barriers when it comes to having low self-esteem. I believe that self-confidence is based on how well or not so well we've done in aforementioned circumstances. I will implement a care plan and guideline of one's wellness and to-do list on how to build one insecurities. The individual can easily manage the fulfilling relationship with his peers through certain activities, overlook certain obstacles pertaining to one's view of life, and make positive changes to one's, way to pertain and practice good health. In this modern time, we live in a continuing state of relating. A rising number of individuals comparing themselves to perfection are leading to those risk factors that are troubling such ways to practice good wellness. A number of guidelines I will present which involve a amount of sources that will implement different ways to avoid negativity and build positive wellness through the eighth dimension of wellness. Wellness can also be measured from a spiritual perspective using the spiritual well-being scale, motivation scale, spiritual well-being questionnaire, and the expression of spirituality inventory. Wellness can also be measured at regional and global level using the Index of Civil Liberty, World Database of Happiness Human Development Index, Gini Coefficient of Income, Inequality, Corruption Perception Index, and Index of Economic Freedom. So this is the end of the PowerPoint, and thank you so much for going over the PowerPoint with me. Thank you.